What up? Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. Bing bong. Bing bong. Bing bong. Bing bong. Bing bong. Bing. Guys, what is up? It's been too long.
We're back.
We're back. It's been 2 weeks since we recorded. We're happy to be here. I'm excited. I know I am. But yes, we are the CineBoiz podcast. We are recording live Saturday morning, September 25th, 2021. If you are watching right now on the Corkbats YouTube page, thank you so much. It looks like Kay Mingo's here. Hello, Kay. My mom's here. Hi, Mom. We're just trucking along. We're here to enjoy another Saturday morning. We actually moved our schedule back by 30 minutes just to see how that changes things. Maybe we'll make it a permanent thing. Maybe we'll find a way to push it back even further for our West Coast people, because I know there are a few. And I do get DMs a lot where it's like, man, I wish I could be on the stream, but it's like 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. So I'm not going to wake up for that, which I don't blame you.
What a wild world that we have people hanging out on the West Coast.
It's awesome. I love our little community. And
who would have thought?
Hopefully we can figure out a way to be a little bit more flexible. But this is kind of has to be our schedule for right now. But I am Kenny. I'm one of the co-hosts of the CineBoiz podcast, which is part of the Corkbats podcast network. I am joined as always. Well, Mob's not here today. We miss Mob. Mob
I got him
wasn't
on
here.
my shirt. Don't worry about it.
Nice.
He's right here.
Oh, there you go. K Mingo says West Coaster's sleeping. She's right. We're gonna fix this. We'll figure something out. It's just hard with football, you know.
Yeah, Mizzou plays at 11.
11, I know. Yeah. I got the game recorded, but anyways, yeah, like I said, we're part of the Cork Bats podcast network. It's been a few weeks since we recorded, so we're happy everybody's here. Kevin Keith in the chat saying bing bong. Mob is not here with us, but I'm also joined by our other two co-hosts, starting with our good friend over here, Mr. Tom Bragg. Hi, Tom.
What's up, boys?
Nothing much, man. What are you big on this week?
A couple things. One, the last few weeks, honestly, I've been big on Daniel Craig as Bond. Well, in that case, I've been big on him for like the last 15 years.
Sure.
But it really started hitting me a few weeks ago. So like they released the final US trailer for the newest Bond.
Yeah.
And I feel like it just really kind of put the whole series into perspective for me. And just like I kind of didn't realize just like how connected they all really are, and just like how much of a saga that it's really become. Because like before this, all Bond movies were just kind of like standalone, but like this one's been like a really solid series.
Oh,
Ever since Skyfall, they've started to like put pieces together, I feel like.
Right. Well, even like after like with Quantum of Solace, like that was connected to Casino Royale, and then like Skyfall,
it was just so bad I don't want to remember what the pieces were. Yeah.
But like even though like there's a couple that aren't really that good, like they're all connected in like this really cool kind of like, I think maybe not well developed, but like I don't know. So, but then I watched like the final trailer for the newest one coming out here, and it just kind of was just like, oh wow, like this is a big deal. Like this is the end. Like I'm gonna miss this.
It's been prolonged. Like we were supposed to get this movie a year and a half ago, and now I think
we've said it before, but I'm happy it's a fall release. I'm glad it wasn't a spring release. Just feels right.
You don't release Bond movies in the spring. The last time a Bond movie was released in the spring summer was Die Another Day in 2002, and that movie sucked. So
it wasn't good.
But yeah, there's also this sweet clip which I'm going to show right now of Daniel Craig saying goodbye. So if you have tissues nearby, I recommend grabbing them. But here it is.
And a lot of people here worked on 5 pictures with me, and I know there's a lot of things said about what I think about these films and all of those whatever, but I've loved every single second of these movies, and especially this one, because I've got up every morning and I've had the chance to work with you guys, and that has been one of the greatest honors of my life. So
I like his little
that really sold it. Like I don't know,
that's how you know it's
yesterday.
real.
I watched that yesterday, just like, oh man, like I love how much he cares. And I also was reading like this week he was given like an honorary rank in the Royal Navy.
Yeah.
And just like reading his response to that, and just like seeing how grateful and privileged he felt to receive that honor. And so I don't know, I'm just a huge fan of his, and
it feels like he'll be knighted at some point.
Yeah.
Oh sure. He's the best James Bond. Let's just go ahead and get it out there. Like, I know, oh, you guys are millennials. Like, you guys don't really understand, like, the history of Bond and all that stuff. Listen, we've seen pretty much every Bond movie. Daniel Craig is by far the best Bond.
Watch any other Bond movie and tell me it's better than any one that he's made.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'll watch a Sean Connery Bond any day of the week. Those are
classics.
I enjoy those. But, like, when it comes down to it, like, the Daniel Craig ones, even the bad ones, are, like, by far the best of the series.
Good. I was having a conversation with my FFIW, which stands for future father-in-law. No, that doesn't make any sense. FFIL,
future
father-in-law. Where did the W come from? Anyways, FFIL,
future
father-in-law. He said,
waiting.
He said, well, Craig's good, but Sean Connery is the best. And I said, listen, motherfucker. That's how I speak to him. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. But yeah, no. Craig's the best.
Kathy agrees.
Yes, she agrees. K Mango says sad no Mob. We're sad too. It's been, well, he wasn't here last time we recorded either, so it's been getting close to a month since we saw Mob on here.
I don't wonder where his priorities lie.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Maybe with his wife in New City. That's crazy that he would choose that over this show.
Yeah, he's in Nashville this weekend, right?
Yeah. Speaking of Nashville, my dad is in Nashville as well.
Are they hanging out?
Nice.
I don't know. He just texted me. Let's see what he had to say.
Okay.
Secret meetup.
Thank God for Google Maps. It has freed me to explore the world without getting lost. So my dad has discovered Google Maps.
Finally. Does he have the
Good
app, or is he
good for
just
him,
using
Dad.
pulling it up on his phone, like on the
I mean,
browser?
I don't think he's much of an app guy, so I wouldn't be shocked if it's a browser. You never know.
K Mingo says future father-in-law.
Yeah,
Nice.
There you go.
That makes
future
sense.
father-in-law. I like that. I'm gonna start using that. All right.
Oh, I had one other thing.
Oh, hit us.
Do tell.
Sports related.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of
Not sports
Ryder
podcast.
Cup rowdiness.
Yeah, baby.
I've been watching the Ryder Cup this morning. Holy crap, that's the kind of energy that all golf tournaments need.
How about Bryson DeChambeau smoking that lady in the leg right off the
Yikes.
first tee?
I mean, yikes.
Bryson
That
DeChambeau
was
is
rough.
such a bro. Just the ultimate bro of golf.
Yeah,
I mean, his first and last name, I don't think you get any more bro than that.
Right.
Bryson DeChambeau.
Bryson DeChambeau. K Mingo says, wow, how could he not prioritize brunch with the boys over his family?
Yeah, great
SMH.
question.
We
Great
agree. We agree. He's been putting a lot of his eggs in the family basket the past month, and it's not
Yeah.
okay.
I don't like that.
But yes, also we are joined down here by our good friend Kevin. Kevin, how are you?
I'm great, Ken. Thanks for asking.
Kevin, what are you big on this week?
So Mob and I actually share this because he texted in earlier that this was his big on, and I was like, damn it, I'm gonna have to find another one. But we're gonna share it. It's I gotta look up her name. Her name is Haley Cromblehome, and she's a local reporter in Salt Lake. And she basically interviewed Jordan Clarkson, who plays for the Utah Jazz, without knowing she was interviewing Jordan Clarkson.
M-I-Z.
And MIZ, yeah, for sure, forever.
Or Mizzou.
But she goes, so do you go to a lot of Jazz games? And he just goes, yeah, a lot.
Yeah. Let me just play the clip real quick.
Yeah, it's gold.
Yeah, here you go.
Did you go to any jazz games?
Yeah, a lot.
If I could have you spell your first and last name.
A lot, yeah.
Spell it. Jordan Clarkson.
And so she actually
JORDANCLARKSON.
I guess so they can
Right.
give credit or put
That
it
was
on the
in there
screen.
too. Yeah.
Oh shoot, yeah.
Yeah.
Spell my name, Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah.
And then she tweeted, like, before she even tweeted the video, she goes, well, I'm pretty sure I just interviewed Jordan Clarkson off the street without realizing it was Jordan Clarkson. So I'll have some follow-up questions for you guys. And man, just it's kind of, I guess it's relatable, not to me, but to a lot of people.
Sure.
I just love the idea that you can, I mean, Jordan Clarkson isn't like the tallest guy in the world, but he's still probably 6'5". And, you know,
Yeah.
he's wearing a Utah Jazz hat, which is the funniest thing of all the things.
Yeah, he definitely is tall enough to be an NBA player. So it's like, should I?
Yeah.
You should maybe think about it a little.
And I don't want to stereotype Salt Lake City, but, you know, you feel like an NBA player probably sticks out like a sore throat in Salt Lake City.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
There's a very homogenous feel to the city of Salt Lake. I'll say. So yeah.
Good on you, Haley.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's great. Represent Mizzou.
Yeah, man.
Way to go. People don't know what Mizzou is. That's okay. That's where we all became friends, the University of Missouri. So
Yes.
yeah, cool.
And in Kenny's case, go Cougs, Columbia College.
Go Cougs. Go Cougs, baby. Oh, actually, that reminds me. I haven't told this story. A little story time. So I was at a restaurant probably 2 weeks ago. Like after it was the day we were last recorded. I went to a restaurant that night, and there was a guy in the restaurant wearing a shirt that had a bicycle on it, and below it just said Columbia, Missouri. And I was like, what?
Oh.
So I stopped and I was like, hey, are you from Columbia? And he's like, yeah. Or he said he went to Mizzou. I was like, oh, well, shit, man. I'm from there.
It's funny.
Just a bike, huh?
Yeah. I've never seen the shirt before. I was like, did you get it at Waltz or something? Bike shop in
Clunks,
Columbia?
maybe?
He's like, no, I just found it at a store downtown. I forget what store it was, and he just bought it. I was like, cool, man.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Love that.
Cool story.
Yeah.
Cool story.
Yeah.
Very,
Hopefully
very
it was
geographically,
Blitz.
very
Yeah.
geographically specific story that no one will get. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, hold
hey-
on. Before you go, Ken, I got
Sure.
a question for you.
Yeah, go for it.
What are you big on this week?
Well, I've been big on it for a couple weeks now, but we haven't had a chance to talk about it. We haven't announced it officially on the podcast.
Yeah, I think I just saw something flash on the screen right there.
Yeah, but I am getting married, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Applause for Ken Job.
Here's a nice picture of the engagement ring with the lady who wears it, who will be my future wife.
The lady who
And then this sweet picture of me where I look kind of jacked, so I really like it.
Nice.
Yeah. That's like
Look
the
at
reason
that.
I kind of wish
Jacked
we
Kenny.
I kind of wish we actually used that picture to announce it. We used a different one, and I regret it to this day. So I'm using it on the podcast now because my shoulders look big and my pec looks huge. So that's 100% the reason why.
Looking good.
And she looks great.
Uh-huh.
She of course looks great.
Also, Kat looks great.
She's
Yes.
beautiful. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm big on. So getting married, so we'll live stream the wedding. So it'll be on the Cork Bats YouTube page.
Excellent.
Tom, Mob, and I will be on the screen, and we will be, live
Commentating.
streaming, commentating on what's going on, and we'll see. It'll be great.
She's walking down.
I'm
Walking down
sure
that-
she
ooh.
will be fine with me doing this.
Kenny
live
looking
streaming
pretty
this.
jacked today.
Yeah.
Nice suit.
Looking
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can pull this one off.
Yeah, no
oh,
problem.
he says I do.
All right. So, yeah, that's what I'm big on. But guys, enough of my wedding bullshit.
My FDIL.
Yeah, my FDIL. K-Mingo says, good niche Missouri story, Kenny. You're welcome.
Nice.
She also says, so cute. Thanks. I did some push-ups that day. Well, guys, let's stop talking about my engagement and my marriage bullshit. Who needs that? Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start talking about some movies because we've had 2 weeks of not talking to anybody, barely doing anything on social media, which I will take fault for. I just haven't had a lot of time.
Just
I
build
apologize.
suspense.
But we got a lot to talk about, all right? A whole lot. And we're going to start off with this new trailer for the series Hawkeye. So, coming this holiday season, we've got Hawkeye, MCU romp around, I would say, coming to Disney Plus. It's got Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye, of course. Is he America's favorite Avenger? Probably. And then introducing Haley Steinfeld as another bow-wielding Avenger. So,
I was telling Tom, I think Jeremy Renner is easily my least favorite Avenger.
really?
Who's your least favorite Avenger?
I mean, definitely Hawkeye.
Okay, good.
He
We're on the
sucks.
same page.
I think there's like a whole internet just like,
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think partially because I dislike Jeremy Renner as like just a guy in general, just a not cool guy.
yeah.
I think he would
Maybe-
be like, if you had to pick any actor in Hollywood to go to dinner with, I think he would be easily one of like the top 5 weirdest conversationalists you could have.
Sure.
Is there something I don't know about him? I feel like I
Have
have
you
no
seen
problem
his
with him.
Just
do a
his
little deep dive
vibe.
on Jeremy Renner? Have you guys ever seen like I can't remember who it was. It might have been YouTube commentator Drew Gooden did like a deep dive on Jeremy Renner's app that he released. And
He has an
maybe
app?
he did at least. You know what? I'm gonna do some more research. I'm gonna come back with this next
Okay,
week.
come
I'm
back with this
more
next week.
prepared, and I'll have the story for you.
I
Jeremy
just-
Renner's just a weird guy. That's all.
I
we
just
need
think
to
it's
say.
fun. Like I've never noticed anything weird or off about him. I like him. I like his movies. I don't know. And I was telling Kevin before we started, like, I saw the trailer for this the other day. I feel like I'm actually more interested and excited to see this one than I was Winter Soldier. And I always forget the name of it. I don't know why.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah.
I do like the idea of getting some backstory on his like Japanese murder spree.
Murder romp.
Yeah. That could be cool.
Yeah.
But
A proper rompabout.
yeah, I think Jeremy Renner takes himself way too seriously. Probably he's not one of those guys that I think could joke about himself at all. I don't know. I'm making a lot of judgments about
Yeah.
Jeremy right now.
Kay Mingo chimed in and she was talking about, I believe, the video you were talking about Jeremy Renner's
Yeah.
app, and then apparently
Oh
he
my
deleted
gosh.
the app after that video came out.
Yeah, it's a very I'll some homework for you guys. Go find. I'm pretty sure it's Drew Gooden. Came and go. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys, I'll send the link to you guys so you can watch it. It's hilarious.
Okay, so it's basically Instagram, but only for Jeremy Renner's pics.
Yeah,
So
and it's a
videos.
paid application. It's paid. He makes
Oh,
fans pay for this.
That's weird. That is
Yes.
weird.
He
It's like a
just seems
subscription.
I don't have a large enough sample size, so I can't really make any claims for sure. But to me, it just seems like he has the vibe of somebody who just doesn't function like a normal human being and is just outside of the world, like on the different thinking
On
plane.
his own planet.
Yeah. So I just feel like he's just one of those guys who's not in touch with reality or like
I agree with that.
yeah. I don't know.
Obviously.
I could be wrong, but I mean this app is only proving me right, I feel like. But yeah, Hawkeye comes out. So it's like the first like canon Christmas MCU entry. I mean, I think there's like MCU Christmas specials and stuff you can find, but like this is like canon Christmas MCU. So that's kind of cool. A little holiday flair. I'll definitely watch it. I'm not gonna not watch it. I'm not
a sucker.
I don't think it's gonna be bad either. I think it'll be good, but it's Hawkeye. Who cares? K Mango says the video is on Danny Gonzalez's channel, but it's him and Drew Gooden. So.
Oh yeah, it's Danny Gonzalez and Drew. Yeah, I just found it. So those guys are hilarious. If you don't even if you've never watched any of their videos, you should probably go down a rabbit hole. But apparently there was levels to your like fandom on the Jeremy Renner app, and you could like achieve different levels by like
Scientology.
I don't know, but the comments are already hilarious.
That's so weird. I love it though. I love just weird, random like shit like that where it's like, yeah, this will be cool. I can sell myself here. It's like it's weird.
He's also got a pretty hilarious music career. If you guys haven't looked into that,
we've played some of his music on our podcast, like early in the podcast, like years ago, which we can say now because we've been doing this for a while. But like, if you go back to some of our early episodes, there's a few where we play some Jeremy Renner music, and it's like. So
it's not great.
It's mediocre. I wouldn't say it's horrible, but it's just like, yeah, this is what I would expect the kind of music Jeremy Renner would make. It's like alternative. Would have been probably popular in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Kind of music.
2003, it would have competed with like Creed and 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
And,
just kind of weird stuff.
So Jeremy Renner. Come on the podcast and defend yourself.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you, Jeremy Renner. And then, the other kind of big news came out the past couple of weeks. Chris Nolan, he's like, hey, Warner Brothers, why don't you go F yourselves? I'm going to go make a movie at Universal. So, cool. I mean, nothing's really going to change for us, I bet.
Yeah.
But,
no.
It's going to be the same kind of movie.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll give him a longer leash. I don't know. I probably not.
We'll probably give him more money. Well, I mean, like, I'm sure Warner Brothers would have given him anything he asked for.
How much more money could? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is he mostly just switching because he was so ticked off about?
There was some bad blood with how the release of Tenet was handled and Warner Brothers' release in general for this entire year, where everything's going to be on. Everything's going to be on HBO Max same day.
I don't really know how you can be pissed about it. Like, this was extraneous circumstances. I mean, who knows? But.
I mean, I guess. Well, they also didn't like really give anyone.
Also, Tenet just wasn't a good movie, Chris.
Yeah.
So make a better movie next time. I don't know what to tell you there.
Just don't make it so convoluted and up your
he
ass.
was clearly
confusing.
He was clearly telling the audience that I'm smarter than you and you'll never be as smart as me. So try and figure this movie out.
And anybody that says they understand it, they do not.
Yeah.
No. Even
do not understand
Christopher Nolan doesn't understand it.
It's like it is so hard to follow. And like I tried to go back and watch it a second time. I saw it in theaters. It was the first movie I saw in theaters after like 6 months of COVID. And I was like,
what?
Like I can't follow this at all. But here's the thing. I do think the number one reason why he went to Universal or is going to make a movie with Universal is because of the bad taste in his mouth from how the past year with Warner Brothers has shaped up.
Yeah.
I think Warner Brothers would be willing to give him any amount of money to make another movie because, I mean, yes, Tenet's not great, but it's not horrible. And Christopher Nolan,
to be
is still
fair
a
to
huge
him,
pull.
He's not the only producer-director that was pissed off by this.
Right.
I think for him, like... I think, Tom, you said it was like, why is it such a big deal? Like guys like him and then guys like Denny, I feel like they make these movies that are experiences meant to be seen in a movie theater. And so when you rob them of that, they're going to be pissed off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and like there was no like asking permission to do what Warner Brothers did with putting all their movies on HBO Max same day, and they're just like, deal with it. We're gonna make
there was
money.
probably a compromise in there somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
we'll give the theater 2 weeks and then we'll release it. Like, who knows? But
Sure.
I don't know.
I think that's what's going to happen after this year is that these streaming services are going to be like, we're going to have exclusive theatrical runs, but they're going to be shorter than usual, and then we're going to put our movies on our streaming services.
Which I'm psyched about, because having to wait for something to come to streaming for like a year was annoying.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a fringe movie that you're like, I kind of want to see it, but do I want to spend $10 to go to a theater and see it? Probably not.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah. And then the sad news that came out the past couple of weeks.
Chris Pratt is Mario.
Yeah,
Yes.
Chris Pratt is Mario. Norm McDonald passed away.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer. Nobody knew he was sick. He had cancer, I believe, and passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Which, there was a tweet, I think, Tom, you had sent it to us or retweeted it yourself, but essentially there was this tweet that was like, Norm McDonald will be survived by millions of boyfriends showing their girlfriends clips of Norm McDonald for the next 3 days.
Specifically the moth joke. Yeah.
100% true. I definitely did that with Catherine.
I did it to Amy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Catherine was like,
Just one more.
Catherine came home from work and I was like, Norm McDonald died. She's like, I'm not sure I know who that is.
That's exactly what happened
what
to me.
Laura
She was
said,
like,
yeah.
Norm McDonald.
And I was like, come here. We're going to watch some clips.
We're going to watch this joke.
Yeah.
Also, it got me watching. I just went down the rabbit hole. I watched some of the Norm Macdonald show, which is so underrated in my opinion.
They
so
put it
funny.
on. Yeah, they put it like
They
on
put
the
it on
front page of
Netflix.
Netflix. Yeah. And I totally forgot about that.
So did I.
I did too. I've never seen it.
It's such like the most Norm Macdonald show ever.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna have a talk show, but like I'm not gonna follow.
I'm going to prepare.
I
for
would
nothing.
also recommend the episode of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
Yeah.
It's so
it's great.
funny.
I
Oh my
wish
goodness.
I had put some clips in here, but then I feel like I probably would have had a hard time choosing which clips to put.
There's a lot.
And we would have just had a whole episode of just me showing Norm Macdonald clips.
Yeah, the thing about Norm's clips too is they're not like quick one hitters.
Right.
They're
No.
kind of drawn out, and it would have
It's
been
like
like
6
a
minutes
4-minute clip.
average.
Right. Like the running jokes on Weekend Update, like the Frank
OJ.
Stallone running joke and the OJ jokes. Like
the Frank Stallone.
the
thing.
Frank Stallone one is just so like you can tell there's like a compilation of his Frank Stallone jokes on Weekend Update, where essentially the running joke is that he'll say something about something horrible that's going on, or it's like he'll say like, yeah, there's a huge sewer leakage in New York City causing all these problems. They have found the source of it. Turns out it's Frank Stallone. And
one of the best monologues of all time was him coming back after getting fired and just roasting SNL.
Yeah.
It was so fun. Oh man.
But the Frank
Love it.
Stallone one, if you watch the compilation, you see the first few ones and no one laughs because everyone's like, okay.
It's one of those that gets funnier and funnier.
But then
Yeah.
as it goes on, like over weeks and months and years, like the more he does it, the more it gets a laugh.
Yeah.
So,
So I've been listening. So yeah, I've been watching a lot of clips and like watching and listening to podcasts, people like reminiscing about him. And I just love the fact that like and one thing they always keep talking about is how he would do the joke regardless of what anyone else thought. Like if he thought it was funny, he was going to say it. And so like, there's like a lot of clips where like, he'll say the joke and he's kind of like laughing to himself, but like it's dead silent. And he's just like, I don't care. I think this is funny. I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
You're along for the ride. Here we go.
or like when he
I don't know.
knows it's making somebody uncomfortable, so he just
Yeah.
like goes
Yeah.
into it.
Like the
View
interview
clip.
he did with
Yeah.
where who was the actress he was like making fun of her movie directly in front of
Courtney Thorne Smith.
Oh,
Courtney
gosh.
Conan. Yeah.
her. It's and the movie was something like something bored and it's spelled Bored.
Yeah.
And I felt
Man.
you'd feel bad for her, but also
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah, well, you could tell like he was like, "Yeah, I'm going for this. I'm going to try to
He would
protect her
crack
as
like
much
that.
as I can." But
Yeah.
really, it's more to I'm take this shot at Carrot Top because I
He
can't.
would like crack a smile, and you could tell he was going to say something. Like
Yeah.
he knew it in his mind that it was going to just be a little weird, but then he'd say it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the clip of him on The View, where he's
Oh my
talking,
gosh,
where he
yeah.
just brings up,
Clinton's
"How about Clinton
murdering
murdering that guy?" And they're like, "We're not going there." And he's like, "Why not? Do you guys not know about this?"
Oh
You haven't
man.
heard?
It's so great.
Yeah, so rest in peace, Norm.
Rest in peace, Norm.
Honestly, I mean, he was your comedian's favorite comedian, so
Yeah.
that's how you know he's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first thing that popped into my head too, and we'll move on to the next thing, but like I don't know why, and this always sticks in my head. When anytime somebody says what day is it, my first response is always October. Because of that line in Billy Madison
October
at the beginning of the movie. What day is it? October. Yeah. Well, rest in peace, Norm. And then we got a few other trailers this week, starting with this one from Joel Coen's new film, starring Denzel and Frances McDormand, his wife. But it's the Tragedy of Macbeth, which apparently has been shot all on one soundstage in England. So it's like a play, but it's a movie.
I wish this was a different subject matter, because I just don't care about Shakespeare that much. You know, I wish it was.
But I love
Francis
these two actors.
and Denzel and a Coen Brothers production, but it's. I mean, maybe it'll probably be good. I just don't care about Shakespeare.
Yeah, it's.
I'm
afraid it's gonna be
highbrow
like
enough.
The Green Knight.
Yeah.
Well, see, I actually, unlike that, I actually know the story at least.
I barely know the story. I feel like I get, aside from Romeo and Juliet, I feel like I get a lot of Shakespeare stories mixed up and confused.
They all follow the same basic principles and themes, you know.
Yeah. I guess the one question I have is how many like movies has Joel Coen done a movie by himself without his brother?
I was just actually thinking that same thing.
Because I feel like every Coen movie is a Coen Brothers film.
Brothers,
so Joel
yeah.
and Nathan. But
which Coen brother is it?
It's Joel. It's Joel. Joel is Frances McDormand's
He's the one
husband.
married to Frances? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why she's in like every Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah.
But yeah,
are they still married?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they were married when she won her Oscar a few years ago.
Okay.
They were.
Yeah.
They were.
Did she win again this year? She did, didn't she?
She did, yeah.
She won, for
Nomadland.
Yeah, pretty solid. Like in a
She's
3
had a
years
pretty.
Span, she won 2 Best Actress Oscars.
She's had a pretty incredible, like, late career, just blossoming. I would say. I can't. From everything I see, they're all Coen Brothers productions.
Right.
At least all the ones that I would know.
Right.
You know, Raising Arizona, Hail Caesar, Oh Brother Art Thou.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a
Big
Coen
Lebowski.
movie with just one of them directly.
Sometimes you ever just look up like someone's like movie resume and you're just blown away by the list. Like just looking at this is crazy. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I do want to see it. I think it'll be cool.
I do too.
I think it'll be worth seeing. I don't know when it's coming out exactly. I think it's going to be on.
I think it's Christmas.
Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
All those movies coming on.
I think I cut out.
Apple TV. Uh-oh. We're losing him. We can hear you.
I think we can still hear you. There you
are. There you
Ooh,
are.
it just went away.
Close one.
Yeah, I got a new router.
Brad.
Oh gosh, dang it.
Oh, I got a new router. I'm rich. I can afford a new router. Yeah, you're tripping, bro.
This is
there you go. Now you're moving.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
Hey, yeah,
I'm back.
We're fine. I think we're fine. And then the other big trailer we got this week. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's about Los Angeles Rams superstar Kurt Warner. Yeah. Played by Zachary Levi in American Underdog. The story of how Kurt Warner was bagging groceries in Iowa and then became a Super Bowl champion.
It looks so bad.
It doesn't look good. It does not look good.
I'm admittedly not a Rams guy, and so I'm going to shit on anything they put out there. But it looks bad regardless of that. Like,
it looks pretty
so
bad.
Yeah,
it definitely.
Also, just not a story I care about.
I feel like maybe it's just because I've heard it so many times, but it's like, why are we making
maybe
this
that's
now?
why, yeah.
Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know, essentially Kurt Warner was a perennial backup in the NFL, kept getting cut from teams, got signed by the Rams as a backup to Trent Green. Trent Green blew his knee up in the postseason in 1999.
Rodney Harrison, you dirtbag. Anyway.
And then Kurt Warner was forced to start that entire year. I think they went, 13-3. 13-3. Yeah, they had an amazing season and won the Super Bowl with Kurt Warner as a backup quarterback. Kurt Warner went on to
MVP.
Play in 2 other Super Bowls and lost both of them.
Not
one
his
for
fault.
the Rams, one for the Arizona Cardinals. That Cardinals Steelers game was a
cheating,
great game,
and his defense sucked. So both neither Kurt's fault.
yeah. So, Kurt Warner. I like the story of Kurt Warner. Does it need to be made into a movie? Probably not.
It's just
Maybe that's what I mean.
for some reason Dennis Quaid being in it really clinched the cheesy factor, because Dennis Quaid has made so many cheesy sports movies. It feels like.
I think here's my thought on this. I don't think they should have had Dennis Quaid do it. I think they should have brought back Greg Kinnear, who played Dick Vermeil in Invincible.
That would have been kind of funny, actually.
Him again in this movie, but
could have created a little.
I feel like
there.
Greg Kinnear was probably like.
Then where could they have found Mark Wahlberg a spot?
Oh, Mark Wahlberg.
happening?
They would have had him play Marshall Falk. We lost Kevin again.
Dang it.
I don't know what's happening. I have full Wi-Fi strength. Just nothing goes my way.
I wonder. Yeah,
Come on.
I don't know if it's not
Be better.
anything on my end. I don't think, but who knows? So yeah, check out American Underdog in theaters this Christmas. And then of course we got to talk about the biggest news that came out this week that we've been texting about the past 3 days nonstop. So they're making a Super Mario Brothers animated film.
Holy cow.
Holy moly. That's right.
Yeah.
And here's the cast. You got Chris Pratt as Mario, Anya Taylor-Joy as, I guess, Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser, Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong, and I don't know who Kevin Michael Richardson and Sebastian Maniscalco are playing, but I know who they are, and they're in the movie. And then, of course, the bottom billing is Charles Martinet, who is the actual voice of Mario.
Ridiculous.
So how is that going to work? Is it like Chris Pratt's just going to be like the normal talking voice of Mario, and then he like eats a power star, and then he turns into Charles Martinet?
Maybe.
Yes. It seems stupid.
It does.
Just,
I don't.
It's
know.
animated. Let him play the full character.
I know. It's like, how do you there's clearly a voice to this character that everyone recognizes and is familiar with and has been for the past 25 years, since the voice came into play in the 90s. And so now it's like, okay, so we're just going to have Chris Pratt do it?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about
I
that.
guess they want to be able to throw those actors on movie posters, and those people, that's what they want.
Make
but
money.
I don't know.
The other thing, which I guess I would argue in their favor, is that, like, can you have an entire movie of Charles Martinet just being like, it's a me? Like, I don't know if you can do an entire movie of that. At the same time, though, it's like, I don't want to see Mario's face with Chris Pratt's voice coming out of it. It's going to be weird. Once again ask this question all the time, but who is clamoring for this? Like, we've even tried this before, and it was one of the most colossal movie failures of all time. I'm glad you brought this up. Because
of all time,
the live action Super Mario Brothers movie in the 90s is
bad.
So bad.
Just bad.
It's one of the worst
movies ever made. Yes.
So we should definitely watch it and live
I don't
stream
know.
it.
I've watched it once. I don't know if I can do it again.
K Mingo says Chris Pratt as Mario is an odd choice for me, but the rest of the cast is good though. I kind of agree with her on that. It's a weird...
Yeah, I mean, Jack Black is...
I feel like Anya Taylor-Joy makes sense as Peach.
Sure.
Well, she looks like Peach, maybe,
like
but
Peach.
is her voice?
I think she could pull it off.
I mean, obviously they're not going to be going for cartoony voices. They're going to go for real voices. I do like the Charlie Day as Luigi. If you're going to have Chris Pratt as Mario, I feel like Charlie Day as Luigi is
I feel like
perfect.
Charlie Day as Mario would have been even funnier.
Yeah, and it's nothing against Chris Pratt.
Maybe both.
Like I don't,
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. This is gonna be a weird thing.
It's gonna be a weird thing. Yeah, for sure. But I don't know when that comes out. It's like late 2022.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
I don't know.
We're getting old. 2022 is a year that's coming. So my mom asked, how many times did we end up watching that movie? I assume she means the live action Mario from the 90s.
Yeah.
I'm sure as a kid I ate that shit up. I was like, oh yeah, this is great. As an adult, it's like, whoa, this is bad. This is real bad. Yeah, this is a messy movie. Don't care for it. Well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for all the news and headlines we got for the past couple of weeks. Tom, What do you have for us today on your end?
I got anniversaries. Again, this is a week I was not inspired for trivia. There's nothing that was tickling my fancy.
That's fine.
Fair.
I'll hit that up next week. Or maybe not. I don't know. We'll just have to see what strikes me.
There's no rules. You do whatever you want to do. Yeah.
But let's just focus on a couple or 3 anniversaries this week.
Sure.
Up first, happy 5-year anniversary to Split.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
The M. Night Shyamalan vehicle.
Yeah, vehicle.
Split.
Night. Yeah.
Night.
Happy 10-year anniversary to 50/50.
Oh yes.
Seth Rogen and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Didn't see it.
It was fine.
I did not either.
It was fine. I saw it. It's okay.
And then finally, happy 25-year anniversary to Extreme Measures, which I believe has Gene Hackman and Hugh Grant.
That sounds like a Gene Hackman movie if I've ever. Yeah, Extreme Measures.
Yeah, cool.
Not to be confused with the, I believe, made-for-TV movie Desperate Measures, which I think had Michael Keaton and what's his name?
Was it that HBO movie?
It might have been HBO, but I feel like I saw it on TBS. Andy Garcia is the other guy.
Desperate Measures. Huh. Michael Keaton. Whatever happened to that guy? Just kidding.
Doing a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Sitting in his home in Montana.
Just being bitter about how his career went. Not really. That dude's the man. Michael Keaton is. We're a pro Michael Keaton.
Wonderful resurgence.
Yeah.
Very pro.
And he's playing Batman again.
Yeah.
Batman.
He's putting on the suit. He's gonna be Batman.
When's that supposed to come out? I've been hearing about it for so long.
Next fall. So he will be. The movie is The Flash, and he is in it as Batman, old Batman.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that movie is gonna be very average.
Well, here's the thing. You might be right, but
I went out on a limb, Kenny.
You did go on a limb. I'll grant you that. He, for a 70-year-old man, he does not look like he's in his 70s.
He looks good.
He is in great shape.
Great.
He takes good care of himself.
And he doesn't look like a Sylvester Stallone in his 70s either. Like, he looks like a normal, healthy, active human being. I would guess, like, if you didn't know anything about Michael Keaton, I bet you take a look at him and be like, late 50s.
So if I were super rich and famous, I could see my life going one of two ways. Could he be very easy to look very good when you're 70 because you could just have private chefs make you all the best food and have trainers, and you could take care of yourself, or you go the exact opposite direction and say, I'm rich and famous, who cares, I'm going to do whatever I want, and then you just totally lose control. Let's be real, that's probably what would happen.
I can't. Well, with Stallone, it's like he's definitely like taking things that maybe he shouldn't be taking.
His face is frozen in place.
They're also making a new Expendables movie, which that wasn't on the list, but Expendables 4 is coming out. Starring
I'll watch
Stallone.
that.
And you know what? I will actually.
It's been almost 10 years since the last Expendables movie, though, and they were old then. So it's been a while. I know the first one came out in 2010.
Who's the youngest of the Expendables? Probably
Jean-Claude
Statham.
Statham,
probably.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure, but yeah.
And he's like in his mid to late 50s.
I also like how I think it was Expendables 3. They bring in Kelsey Grammer, and it's like, hey, let's rebrand Kelsey Grammer as if he was an 80s action star. No, that dude was Fraser Crane. He was the nerdy dude hanging out at the bar in Cheers. He's not an action hero.
I think he's the furthest thing from an action hero that you could cast.
But now he's become, like, for whatever reason, he's done like a few action movies. And it's like
he was Fraser Crane, and his name is Kelsey.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But he's built like a brick shit house.
He is built like a brick house.
You see him take his shirt off, and it's like, okay, like obviously this dude is big and could probably have somebody up. But then he's like hanging out in his apartment in Seattle with Niles, drinking like fucking brandy, and they're talking about like classical music, and it's like, you expect me to believe this guy?
Is there a more relatable character in the world than Martin Crane, their dad? Just wanting to watch the Seahawks and drink some beers on his old. Yeah, man.
I love that
hog. Yeah.
Martin and Eddie.
Yeah. They are making Frasier is getting a revival, by the way. I don't know if you guys
Saw
knew
that.
Oh.
Yeah, but they are
Everything
making-
old is new.
Yeah, they will be making some more Frasier seasons starring
I'll probably
Kelsey
check that
Grammer as
out.
well.
I will watch one episode and be disappointed by it, and then never watch another one again.
I have said this to
Guaranteed.
Catherine before, though. Setting aside the shit talking on Kelsey Grammer as an action hero, I do think Frasier Crane is probably my favorite TV character of all time.
Easily
It's an
one of the
incredible
best.
show, and it hasn't really come to Netflix, so it hasn't gotten that revival yet. But when it does, people are gonna.
It's on Hulu.
It is on Hulu, and Hulu's interface sucks so bad. I refuse to even watch things on Hulu. It couldn't be worse.
I'll say this.
Fix it.
So, like, when I say that he's like my favorite, maybe one of my favorite TV characters of all time, I don't necessarily mean for Frasier. I mean it more for Cheers, because like in Cheers, if I've gone back and watched the show several times. It's so great.
Man, I'm
But-
rewatching it right now.
Frasier is this character who he never teetered. He's always teetering on this line of like smart, sophisticated, level-headed guy, or he's just completely
Bad
off
shit.
the rails and
Off the deep end. Yeah.
losing
And
his
it's-
mind about something.
It's a
And
wonderful back and
perfect.
forth.
Yeah.
I think Frasier has to be the most successful spin-off in TV history, correct?
It's got to be.
Yeah, so he played that character for over 20 years.
11.
It was
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
How many seasons was Cheers?
It was, well, he
11?
started season 3 of Cheers, and it was 11 seasons, and then he did Frasier for 10 or 11 seasons.
11
So,
years, yeah.
yeah. So and they're gonna make some more Frasier. So there you go.
I had a big crush on Roz when I was a kid too.
Oh,
Roz is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like the 90s Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good comparison,
That's
actually.
apt. That is
You know
apt.
what? They're very similar. Her character and Jennifer Lawrence in real life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Great comp, Kenny.
How did we get here?
I don't know, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
We started
Kelsey
with
Grammer in The Expendables.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelsey Grammer. Yeah, gosh. I just always remember the clip of like him running around the bar and Cheers with the scissors.
Yeah.
Running with
Yeah,
scissors.
he's trying to prove that he's a bad boy or
Yeah.
something.
Man, I should start rewatching some Cheers at late at night. That just puts you in a good mood.
That's a good.
It does.
fall
It's a good
asleep
late
to
night
show.
comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, I think that wraps us up for the day. Enough Kelsey Grammer talk. Enough Frasier talk. Again, if you hopped in the chat with us this morning, K-Mingo Mom, thank you so much. We really appreciate you hopping in there. We're gonna figure out a better time so we can get the whole gang, Goth Grandpa, Marcel, all these great people. AVJ. We miss you guys. If I'm forgetting anybody, I'm so sorry. But yes, subscribe to the Cork Bats YouTube page where you can find all of our podcast videos as well as all your favorite Cork Bats content. You can also subscribe to us over there on the other side of Tom, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Rate, review, listen, subscribe, all that good stuff. We really appreciate it. You can also follow us on social media at the CineBoiz on Twitter and Instagram. I have a Twitter now at Real Kenny Ashton.
I saw that.
Yeah, I kind of like the Twitter now, as long as I can avoid like everything related to like politics, and it's just funny stuff in sports and movies. I'm good.
You can make that happen.
Anytime I see something slightly political, I'm like, mute. Don't need that.
Skip.
Don't
Skip.
care. So yeah, check us out there at CineBoiz. CineBoizPodcast@gmail.com is our Gmail account. I don't know if we have any mail in there right now. Mob usually checks that.
Sure we don't.
But everybody,
we do.
Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye.